Hey, hey KS. Come on in, y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Come on in. Hey Candy. Hey Auntie Belle. Hey Lauren. Hey. All right. Jordan is in the building. How do I get you to... Is that how it works? Work with me, y'all. Yes. That's what I want to do. So let me know if y'all can hear our... Oh, I'm cute. Ew. So we tried to create a little vibe tonight. So
yes.
R&B playing. Hey, Jordan.
Hey. I made it. I'm on time today, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Come on in. We will let a little bit of time go by so everybody can join us and we can all start at the same time.
You opening your wine?
I am. So I have a few.
Yeah.
Two of them are screw cap or stove enclosure, and then one is a classic cork. So I'm just gonna try it all.
Really?
Make sure I got my volume up all the way so I can hear you, because I got the little vibe on here. So
I'll turn mine up, and then
perfect. Yeah.
For those of you, just a quick thing, for those of you that are going to cook with us tonight, just start preheating your ovens to 350, just so we can get that going and get the ovens hot. I know we're waiting for a couple of people to jump in, but hi. Go ahead and preheat those ovens to 350 just so we can get them going. You can't hear us.
Can't hear us?
Somebody said they can't hear us.
You can't hear both of us? Neither of us?
Turn your volume up. Hey, Loving Vines.
Hey. Microphone check 1, 2. Can you hear us? Both of us.
Okay.
Throw y'all a thumbs up if y'all can hear us. Okay.
You can hear.
All right. Perfect.
Excellent. So I'm feeling overwhelmed because I have 4 wines. I just, I couldn't decide. So
I get it. I totally understand. I fell into a similar predicament. So listen.
I said, okay, I want the Chenin Blanc. And then I'm looking at labels and I said, I want all the things. And then I was like, oh, let me just grab a Riesling. Originally, I wasn't even going to go the Riesling route at all. And I said, let me just roll past them. Rolled past them. And now I have 2 of those as well. So now, here we are.
Listen, I mean, the good news is, hey, y'all. Hey, Kelly. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Yes.
But the label of this one is kind of giving me what I need in life. So, and I think packaging is so important. So I'm just going to start with the Vouvray.
Yeah. So I know I have to do the reverse thing so y'all can see them. I have 2 tonight. And the good news is that we are self-distancing, so we got time to drink them.
Hello,
so these are the 2 Chenin Blancs that I got from the Loire Valley, a Chinon, which I've actually haven't had a white Chinon. I've only had the red, which is traditionally Cabernet Franc, and Sauvignon Vouvray, which is one of my favorites, off-dry, super fruit-forward, very easy drinking. Tonight's my first time trying this one, and I'm super excited. And then my Riesling is a Trocken, so it's dry.
Excellent.
So we're gonna see. Yeah. For those of you all who are drinking with us, share what you're drinking. Share the producer, vintage, how you use wine as your passport.
Fly Girl Steph wants to know where you bought your wine.
I get mine for the sake of our current situation. I can literally walk to 3 Parks, which is in my neighborhood. Like, it's about a 5-minute walk. And Sarah Pierre is the owner. So literally I'm there at least once or twice a week. But I did just get my Kelly Selects, my girl Kelly Mitchell up in New York. So I'm interested to see what she's going to have for us next week too. What you sipping on, Jordan?
So I also got a Vouvray. I got a Famille. Well, I guess I have to turn it around. Let's flip it, Ashley. I got a famille Gruyere, I believe that's pronounced.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, child. Don't quote me. And then clove chapon, also Vouvray.
Dope. Yeah.
This one I got a demi sec because I just wanted something a little bit on the sweeter side. To go with the glaze. And then I also picked up Dr. Hedman Riesling. This one's going to be more of an off-dry style here.
Nice.
And I picked up one more. And
You got one more?
I did. Ulrich Langluth Riesling, and this one is also a Trocken. So I went with a dry Riesling and then an off-dry. And then
a nice range. And so ultimately we sacrifice it for y'all, right? We're gonna try all these wines with the prepared dish, the final dish, so that we can see like how they all complement in their own unique ways. So I think we got a good mix right now. So why don't we go ahead and get started, Jordan?
Absolutely. Okay. So as you guys know, it's so much weirder when the camera turns back around because I can't see the people. I can't see the comments. I can't see myself, but it's all good. It's all good. Oh, well, I guess, then they can't see the food. Yeah, no, you can. And I have my lovely camera lady here because, we got to shout Ashley out. So she's going to point it on the food. If you guys have any questions as we're cooking, she will read them to me and then boom. Okay?
Perfect.
So I'm going to do both styles for this. This is basically a like brown sugar and honey glazed chicken or salmon. It was an or. I don't know if some of you got both. I'm going to start with the chicken first because it had a couple of variations. You could get chicken thighs. You could get chicken breasts. You could get bone in, bone out, blase, blase. I like the fat. I like chicken thighs. I like all the flavors. So I have bone-in chicken thighs.
Salmon. So we got both sides covered.
Yes. Salmon will be second, but the sauce will be relatively the same. But if you got the salmon, go ahead and salt and pepper your salmon.
Okay. Do we need to put oil on it or anything, or just the salt and pepper?
Just the salt and pepper. We'll put some oil in the skillet.
Okay.
If you're doing the chicken, like we did with the meat last week, go ahead and pat dry the meat because we're going to sear it in a pan. And I've turned on my skillet that I'm going to cook my chicken in because don't forget, guys, we're going to sear this. So we want to get a nice sear on it. You can't sear things if the skin is wet. So a little bit of olive oil in my pan here. And it was about a tablespoon. Just going to get that around. I cut my heat on to about a medium-high heat. If you got it to a 10 on your knobs, about an 8. Pat and dry my chicken and then salt and pepper both sides of your meat. So that's what we're going to do first. Okay?
I'm in.
You ready? Salmon people, just go ahead and salt and pepper your salmon and get that ready.
Okay. We don't need to add no extra herbs and spices. We like to do the most, like garlic powder.
Trust me, the sauce is going to be doing its thing. I am also salmon people. Go ahead.
No garlic powder on everything, so I'm a refrain for the recipe.
Just trust in me. Salmon people, go ahead and cut your pans on too. I'm gonna tag team this thing and do it at the same time because this is what I do.
This is what you do.
Yeah. This is why I get paid the big bucks. All right. So a little bit of olive oil in your pan as well. Medium high heat. If you had a heat scale up to a 10, I'm gonna call that maybe a 7. Not as high as we're gonna do the chicken, but still a nice heat on that. And then I'm gonna get some salt and pepper on my salmon as well.
Okay. So we are firing up for the salmon people, right?
Yes, salmon people can get going with me as well. I like to season both sides. I keep the skin on my salmon because, I mean, y'all, I live in the South. I like all the fat and all that. But if you're trying to lose some weight or whatever, you can take the skin off if you must, or if you don't like it, you can take the skin off. But I like to get a nice crispy skin. I think it's tasty. I leave it on. You are going to want to salt and pepper both sides of your meat. However, I think it's silly to salt and pepper it and then flip it over while it's still right here, because then the salt and pepper is just on the plate. So I'm just doing one side. I'm going to stick it in the pan. Once it's in the pan, I'll do the other side. Okay? Wait a minute, y'all. I don't have any wine. I opened one, but I'm not drinking. All right. So I'm starting to get a little bit of smoke going on my chicken. That's what I want. I mean, on my chicken skillet. That's what I'm looking for. Also getting a little bit of smoke going on my salmon one. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So if you pat dry your meat, that'll also help with, when you put it in the skillet, less of the snap, crackle, and pop against your skin. But
if y'all can see me jumping back when the grease start popping.
Chicken thighs in, skin side down. Okay. Get as many in there as you can fit. Remember what I said?
Salmon, what side do we put down first? The skin or
down.
Skin side down.
Skin side is down.
Side down?
Mm-hmm.
Are we putting it in now?
Yep. If you got chicken, put skin side down. If you got salmon, I'm about to do that one next. Okay. If you've got salmon, do the flesh side down. Don't do skin
flesh side down.
Okay. And down. I hate these tongs, y'all. I think I can fit him in here. Yeah.
I'm going to wait for you to put it so I know that I'm timing it right. One of the biggest issues I have making fish is I'm always scared that I'm going to overcook it. So I'm going to go when you put it in.
Yep. So I'm just lifting my pan off of my burner because I'm doing both. This one's feeling like it's got a bit of a heat coming off of it, and I don't want it to be super, super hot. So I'm just lifting it off while I put flesh side down on my salmon. It didn't have too much of a sizzle when I stuck it in there, so that lets me know that it's not going to burn the meat of my salmon. So I put it back on the flame. All right. So salmon people, go ahead and put your salmon in. Any questions? Everybody all right?
I'm so far so good over here.
So far so good?
Salmon is down.
All right. Now that everything's in, if you did not salt and pepper both sides, now's the time to get the other side of your meat.
So even salt and pepper the skin on the salmon?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Got a nice little sizzle going.
Hmm?
Got a nice sizzle going.
Excellent. If you found that it sounds like the sizzle on your chicken, for those that are doing chicken, kind of reduce a little bit once you put the chicken in your pan. Remember how I said last week we lost some of the temperature when we put all the chicken in. You can raise the flame on your chicken pan just a little bit, just so you can maintain that heat. I'm going to take a little piece. I'm looking for a nice golden brown. That's not quite where I want it yet. I want a little bit more color on my chicken there. That's still a little too light skinned for me. See, that's getting some color, but not quite there yet.
I had to turn the music off because I can't hear you. We'll turn it back on once we vibing. I had to turn the music off because I can't hear you, so I'll turn it back when it is done.
All right, so I'm going to come and check the salmon now. I'm looking for a nice golden brown on the skin on that.
Okay.
Okay. See how
That's
I'm starting to get a golden brown here, but it's still pretty light on this side. It's not there yet.
okay.
If you have a golden brown, flip it over. This is almost there. I like mine a little browner.
How y'all doing out there? If y'all cooking with us, throw a thumbs up that you still with us.
We're gonna rectify some situations real quick.
All right.
Oh my God. Okay. Salmon, you're probably where you want to be.
Okay. My salmon is turned.
Okay. That's where I like mine. Give it a flip. Nice golden brown on that. If it's easier for you to use a spatula, use a spatula.
Yeah, I probably should have used that. I felt like the fish was still alive, flopping in my pan.
Use a spatula. I've been rinsing mine in between the chicken, so don't worry.
I'm gonna work on my tongue skills.
All right. Okay, so this is a little bit better. If you're doing the chicken and you've got some nice like golden color here, you can flip this piece. You see how this one's not quite the same color? That one's not quite ready to me yet. Oh, that one's pretty. Give him a flip.
Jordan, what's your typical rule of thumb for making salmon? Do you have a time frame that you tend to like to cook on each side?
I like to do no.
You said no?
I let the food tell me. Because we're going to finish it in the oven.
Okay.
So really I'm just getting a sear and a crisp on there.
Okay.
So I get it to the doneness that I like to eat it in the oven. This
Okay.
part is just to get some color on it.
Okay.
Same
So
with the chicken.
Your ancestors tell you stop as well.
Okay, so we got the chicken a nice golden brown. Nice sear on this salmon here.
350. The oven's preheated to 350.
Oven's on 350. At this point with the salmon, this is just a classic sear on the salmon. Regardless of whatever sauce that you're going to use, this is a classic sear, whether you were doing a cream sauce, the glaze we're doing today, some type of lemon butter. You could make whatever sauce, sear your salmon in a classic way like this, and add the sauce to this. Pour the sauce over it, finish it to your desired temperature in the oven.
Yes,
I like my salmon kind of medium. So at this point, if I turn my flame off, put my sauce on top and put it in the oven for about 5 to 6 more minutes, that's going to be a perfect medium for the thickness that my salmon is. The longer you go, the more it's going to cook, obviously. But if you're just looking for a classic technique for a sear on a salmon, make your sauce, just sear it in this way, make your sauce, pour it over the top. 5 to 6 minutes is like a medium, and then add 2 to 3 minutes per level of doneness. I wouldn't go more than 10 to 12 minutes in the oven after it's been seared, or you're just going to be eating dust. I don't know. You know, you eat salmon and it just starts to like, I can't.
Dry.
So I'm turning my salmon off.
Like that food.
I'm going to turn the salmon off. I'm moving it off of the flame.
Okay.
I'm going to get another little vessel to put this into, because we're going to assemble the sauce in the same pan. Okay?
Okay, so take the salmon out and assemble the sauce in that pan.
Yes. I'm only going to assemble the sauce in one pan because the sauce is the same for the chicken and the salmon. So whether you're doing the chicken or the salmon, you're going to take your protein out of the pan and assemble the sauce in your pan. But now that you've seen how to sear the salmon, go ahead and take your salmon out. If your chicken is looking like so on the other side, you're just getting you know, some of the pink gone is what we were looking for. Just another little sear. This one is kind of what we're looking for here. Brown on this side. This is not it yet. You see how this has got no crisp, there's no brownness on here. I'm gonna flip this back over, give that a little bit more time. This one can come out of the pan. So I'm just gonna put
This
that
my
there.
Sammy. This is how we are so far.
Question?
So all the ovens are preheated to 350.
Oven is preheated. This one's got some good color as well, guys. You see that? And mind you, the chicken is not cooked. I'm aware of that. We're not going to eat it raw. Believe me. We're just searing it in the pan. We're just getting some color on it. We're par cooking it, as we like to say. Okay? Rendering some of this fat off because that's going to be the base for our sauce. Okay? Ooh, that was
All right.
All right. All right. So whether you're doing salmon or chicken, let me come back up here for a second. You're going to have, for my chicken folks, you're going to have a good amount of fat that rendered off out of the pan. For my salmon people, there will obviously be less. The next part of the recipe is very simple, but the sequence is pretty easy. Take your salmon or your chicken out of your pan, put it off to the side. You're going to, my recipe is going to be, it's going to look like more than the amount that I put on the ingredient list that I gave you guys because I'm making a double batch because I'm going to feed my camera woman and give her some food to take home, and her chicken is off to the side. So keep that in mind. Don't try and do the amount that is going into mine. I'm splitting my sauce off, but just follow along the sequence. But what we're gonna do is add, with your heat source off, we're just gonna use the heat that's left in the pan, add your butter, add your honey, your garlic, your dried basil, and your brown sugar to the pan. Do the garlic last, okay? Because the pan is hot. We don't want it to burn. Okay? So everybody in the pot. And what we're going to do is move that around until the brown sugar dissolves. All right. So I've got butter in so far. I'm going in with my brown sugar. If you are using the red pepper flakes, you can go in with those now as well. Brown sugar is going in.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone wants to know how much brown sugar.
If you use 4 to 6 chicken thighs, I would say about 1/4 of a cup to half. Okay, so here's the deal. You can do 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar and 1/4 a cup of honey and have a good amount of sauce. I like a lot of sauce. I like to be drizzling. I like to be dipping. I like really saucy chicken. So if you like your things really saucy, go with 1/2 a cup of brown sugar, 1/2 a cup of honey. If you don't like things overly sauced and you want it more of like a sticky style glaze, then go with 1/4 of a cup of each. Okay?
And somebody wants to know, what's your favorite brand of butter?
I like Kerry. It's an Irish.
Yeah.
Amish. No, it's Irish. Yeah, it's an Irish butter. They just know what they're doing. It's just so creamy and luscious. It's a little pricey, but Lord help me, it's so good. Okay, so I'm going in with my honey. And just letting that bubble and cauldron. If you see, like if you lost a lot of heat in your pan and your sugar's not melting, then you can put your pan back on to, a low heat. You just don't want to scorch your garlic.
Okay.
Going in with some dried basil. This is not one where you would want to opt for fresh basil in this case, because it will burn. Okay. If you feel like it's not wet enough or it's not like loose enough, you can add like a little skosh of olive oil just to give it a little moisture if you need.
What, sis? A scotch?
Yeah, just a little.
You and your chef terms. I'm like, let's throw some more up in there.
Just a little skosh, you know? And then some garlic. If you're a garlic lover like me, then add extra. Like the ingredient list that I give you guys is their guidelines. It's not law. So if you like basil, add a little extra. If you like things spicy and you want to really heat it up, add more red pepper flakes. It's up to you. This is more like I'm giving you the foundation. Build on it. Do whatever you like in your house. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give the foundations. And, you know, we've been doing a lot of pizza in my house. So I'm going to use the little Marco's Pizza crushed red pepper flakes now and get rid of these stupid little
We keeping it real on the gram, y'all.
Let's get rid of these stupid. I don't want a junk drawer. Let's just get rid of these things. So we're going to do the red pepper flakes over here because we like it hot. I'm just going to give this a stir. My pan has been off this whole time.
Is that a scotch is just like a go on and define what a scotch is, sis. Somebody's
a tablespoon or two.
Okay.
Is a scotch. Okay. And you see my pan has been off this whole time and yet it's still hot enough to still be bubbling. My brown sugar is dissolving nicely. Just looking at it, eyeballing it, for me, I'm not seeing enough of the basil flakes for me. So I'm going to add just a skosh more basil because I really love basil. So if you feel like you want it to be more herbaceous for you, add a little more basil, you know. If you don't have basil, add oregano. But this recipe, it's really good with basil. So I would suggest doing it with basil at least the first time, and then you can play with it. But just something about this basil, honey, brown sugar combination is just, it's simple, but let me tell y'all, it's something special. All right, once you got your sauce assembled, whether you are, what you laughing at?
Everyone's trying to spell skosh differently.
I'm like, let me rewind it. I don't know what that is. I'll go for it.
Don't play. Okay, so whether you are doing chicken or whether you're doing salmon, if you're doing salmon, take your salmon, you're going to pick it up, put it skin side down. No, we're gonna dip it in the sauce, flesh side down, and then flip it where it's sitting in the sauce, skin side down. So in essence, it will be sitting in the sauce, skin side down, once we put it in the oven. Okay, so we want to dip it on both sides, but once it goes in the oven, you're going to want your flesh facing upwards, but we want to get both sides dipped into the sauce. And then with the chicken, same concept. I want the skin side up because right at the end, we're going to broil it just to get a little bit of caramelization on the skin. So I'm going to dip it first, skin side down, give it a good little zhuzh around, and then flip it so that the meat is facing down. And put him over there and then get everybody into the pot. If you're doing the chicken and there was like a pool of some juices and all this goodness on the plate, make sure that after you get all the chicken back into the sauce and into your cooking vessel, pour that juice back in there, y'all. We want all that goodness back into the situation, okay?
So I just tried a little bit of the sauce. It's good.
Come on, somebody. And then, yep. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. And obviously, I'm teaching this, so it's taking longer. But I mean, in essence, y'all saw what we did. This is I have all these ingredients all the time at my house meal. This is a 20-minute meal. We always have chicken thighs or salmon or some combination of meat. This is a 20-minute meal. Quick, easy, get it done. Into the oven. Everybody loves it. Everybody's always asking like, hey, can you make basil chicken? Like, can you make this chicken? I'm like, yeah, I can make some of the fanciest stuff on earth. And when people come over, this is what they want to eat. So That's why I picked this dish for you guys.
Yeah, thanks for adding it to the
One of the
arsenal.
quick, easy ones. Kids love it, and boyfriends love it. Friends love it. Everybody loves it. Everybody into the pot. Quick little thing. If you did this with chicken thighs, it's going to go into the oven on 350 for 15 to 18 minutes. It does not need to cook longer than that. It will be cooked. If you did chicken breasts, it will go in for 18 to 20 minutes. Internal temperature of chicken needs to be 165 degrees once it's cooked. I promise you, the chicken breast, after 18 to 20 minutes, will be cooked. Anything past that, you are going to have some dry ass chicken.
We don't like chicken.
Elevate.
Like chicken, not here for.
I'm trying to elevate the chicken breast across the world. We've already seared it. It's part cooked, so it's not halfway cooked, but it's a good ways there. 350, 18 to 20 minutes for a chicken breast. It will be juicy. It will be moist. It will be cooked 18 to 20 minutes. Altitude and oven temps will vary. For your salmon, salmon's in the sauce. We seared it. I like my salmon cooked medium. I would put it in the oven for 5 to 6 minutes.
Okay.
What side?
I'm working.
Inside down in the sauce for 5 to 6 minutes or medium.
That's where I'm at right now, y'all.
Add 2 to 3 minutes for the level of doneness that you like your salmon. If you like well done salmon, grill up.
Grill up.
I mean, just if you like salmon, throw it in there for 15-ish, 12 to 15 minutes. But so I'm going I'm going to go with 18 minutes because, as y'all know, I'm at this Airbnb. I don't know this kitchen like that, and I haven't been cooking on this oven long enough to being able to vouch for it being able to hold its temp. So 15 to 18 minutes for chicken thighs I'm comfortable with. Question?
Yes, Brown Sugar Baby wants to know where can I find the recipe for later? Might try this weekend.
You can email me, boo, and I will send you the full workup with, this is delicious. My goodness. I will send you
Are we putting the salmon in yet?
Yes, salmon can go in.
Okay.
Yep. 5 to 6 minutes on your timer. If you're doing medium, add 2 to 3 minutes per level of doneness past medium. If you like your salmon medium rare, praise God, put your oven on broil and just throw it in there for 2 to 3 minutes just to crisp up the top. And you're good.
Oh, girl. Okay, hold on. Let me switch it up.
Hello, somebody. I'm sorry for the medium.
For how long?
Switch yours from 350. Don't put it in yet. Let it get to the broil so that it's not cooking while it's in the oven. Let the broil come on, and then throw it in there for 2 to 3 minutes. Question?
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Lauren East wants to know, what are you drinking?
This is okay. So this was a fine. This is a famille Bougriere. Vouvray. This is a Chenin Blanc. I found this was one of the Total Wines, like they had a sale and they said this was one of their sommelier like picks of the day. I believe this was like $13. And let me tell you, this was $13 well spent. This is the 2018 vintage. I have high hopes for it, but I've been pleasantly surprised. This is going to pair so nicely with this chicken. While this, another question, yes.
Fly Girl Steph wants to know, do you do the skin side up for, I'm assuming, the salmon?
It goes in the oven, skin side down. You said to put it in, touch the flesh in the sauce, then turn it, and then put it in the oven.
Skin side
so it
down.
can.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Skin side down.
Correct. We are going to, while these are cooking, move over to my other workstation and assemble our caprese. You need some help getting down?
medium rare temperature on my salmon. So I'm doing the broil. So it's literally in right now, y'all. I just tasted the sauce and put it up against one of my Chenin Blancs. I put it up against this one because that's what I have in my glass, the Domaine de la Noble. This is a Chinon coming from the Loire Valley. This is 100% Chenin Blanc, kind of off dry. The reason why we chose the wines that we chose is because these wines tend to be off dry or sweeter, and you want to complement sweet. So if you were to try to have a wine that was too dry with this type of preparation, which is very sweet, they would not complement each other, and it would be fine. You're going to eat it, you're going to drink it, but we're trying to elevate and complement these food preparations so that you get the best experience possible. Listen, we can't go out to our restaurants and we are, itching and chomping at the bit when we can, but you can create a vibe here at your house and have an experience, a food and wine pairing experience, because you joined us tonight. You're welcome.
Absolutely. And then it's also a good play because if you use the red pepper flakes, like that sweet and spicy concept, the gray has that beautiful honeyed flavor, sometimes those tropical pineapple fruit notes in there, and then you've got the heat from that. So it's like kind of like those Asian spices where you've got sweet, you've got spicy, and just a match made in heaven. We have a question. Yes, my love.
Let's see. Exo Candy Nicole wants to know, what other sides are you ladies making with dinner? My husband needs more food.
Well, we're about to assemble our caprese salad. If you got the ingredients for it, we're going to do that right now while the chicken.
I left it for rice from last night, so I got rice and the caprese salad. So.
Yes.
So Love in Vines wants to know, what do you recommend if I want to go with a red? I would think a New World Pinot Noir, ?
With salmon? I mean, actually, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm okay with the Pinot, but a New World Pinot, like you said, is going to be more fruit forward. So you're going to have that ripe cherry, that ripe strawberry. When thinking on the lines of kind of, off dry wines, the first thing that came to my mind with this preparation was Lambrusco, but I would go with Pinot if that's what you have in the house.
I was thinking also like maybe like, it's gonna sound crazy, but like a Zinfandel.
Okay, hear about that. Tell me more.
I just feel like but I'm thinking like a California Zin.
Yeah.
Just because this dish, it's got, herbal notes, it's got some sweetness, it's got poultry and all that. So it's got enough like meat to stand up to the tannin and all that of the Zin. But Zins are so like, they've got, especially the California ones, have all of those beautiful, like luscious fruit notes. And this dish does, because of like the butter and all that, it does still have a degree of like richness. So I think the strength of the Zinfandel could still cut some of that, like the richness of this. And then we still have the caprese, so there's that element of this dish as well, that it could be more of a play on for that. So I don't know, with the mozzarella and the kalamata olives, I don't know.
I'm not mad at that.
I don't know.
I'm not mad at that. That wasn't my knee-jerk reaction, but when I hear you kind of deconstruct it like that, it makes sense.
I'm just thinking like a bright caprese salad and a really like fruit, like just like a really fruity Zin. I could see it.
Yeah, the fruit profile so the thing about Zinfandels is that they're higher in alcohol, but they are very fruit forward. They're literally like fruit bowls when you think of a wine. There's just so much ripe fruit in there, especially coming out of California. There are Zinfandels that are in Italy, southern Italy, but coming out of California, Zinfandel is like a fruit bowl with higher alcohol. So if you like both of those, go for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not thinking an Italian.
I'm not mad at it for the salmon, specifically because of the preparation. So we can dispel the myth that just because you're having fish means you have to have a white wine, and just because you're having meat means you have to have a red wine. You can definitely play around. A lot of it comes down to what the preparation is.
totally. Because we
Did
went.
y'all see my salmon? That joint looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited.
All right, y'all. So for this caprese, I love cheese, so I got both kinds. If you got the mozzarella, they're called mozzarella pearls, but they're balls. If you got the mozzarella pearls, you're not going to need to do anything to those. They're already pearl size, right?
All right.
If you got the mozzarella ball and you want to do like a traditional caprese, you're going to want to cut your caprese into nice 1/4 inch slices, like so, like that, as Tabitha Brown says. I don't know if y'all watch Tabitha Brown. She's an actress. But she does all these vegan IG TVs, and she is funny. Anyways, I digress. You can cut your mozzarella into slices like this. So you can start prepping your mozzarella. If you get some pieces like that, then this is just some snack.
So I substituted my mozzarella because I don't do a lot of dairy. Just a personal preference. It's not an allergy or anything. So I'm doing just some cucumbers instead of the mozzarella. I know that's going off what the original.
Crazy? That's not caprese.
I know. I had to modify for dietary reasons.
I guess.
Listen here. This quarantine has my skin is flourishing because I'm eating good. I'm trying to eat clean.
I hear you.
I see him here talking about he likes cheese. Yes, but for me, cheese it makes me break out. Like I'll have it'll taste really good, but then I'll have like this big pimple pop up. So I'm like, nah, I'ma just let that ride.
I couldn't survive this quarantine without cheese. Let me just tell you that right now. So, if you have the grape or cherry tomatoes, I'm going to show y'all a quick little tip for slicing them. If you want to hand slice them, you can. You can just put them on your board and give them a little slice in half like that. But nobody's got time for that. If you've got like 2 little tops to some Tupperware or something this size, or maybe double the size, something a little bit bigger, a little trick that I learned that you can do if you've got them is just put your grape or cherry tomatoes inside your top like this, right? And then put the other top on top, and then run your knife through the middle.
Brilliant.
Hello? Sliced tomatoes. Because nobody has time to slice them one by one.
I wish I waited because I actually would have cut them each up individually, but now I know. See, I learned how to flambe last week. Never did that.
Don't say I watch on it. Okay.
Cut them tomatoes up real quick. And y'all gonna stop hating on me and the cheese thing. Listen, do you like it? I love it. I don't need it. I don't deprive anyone in my household.
Well, you better get your husband some cheese. That don't got your skin don't got nothing to do with him.
Him and my child get all the cheese. Listen to him. Go fund me some cheese, please. First of all, you're not in the room. Hey.
So whether you're using my method extraordinaire or doing it by hand, go ahead and get your tomato slices sliced up. Whether you've got mozzarella pearls or you're doing the slices.
So pretty. Everybody
into the bowl. Okay. Get a bowl. Get everybody in. Larissa, for you, go ahead and slice up your cucumbers nice and
I'm
thin.
good. I'm ahead of time. See, I'm ready.
Okay. See. All right. So that's going to be all in the bowl. All right. And then you guys are going to want some type of jar, a Tupperware, something with a lid, because we're going to assemble our vinaigrette in just something with a lid. Throw all the ingredients in. We're going to give it a good shake and then put a scotch on the thing. Okay? So I'm going to just prep out the rest of my tomatoes really quickly. And see how quick that was? A whole pint of cherries. Done cooking in a hurry. If you've already moved ahead and you're ready and you got the fresh basil, go ahead and pull the basil off of the stems. And I will show you how to chiffonade these in just a moment. And that's just a
What
fancy
is
term
this?
for cutting them up.
What are you gonna do to the basil? What did you call it?
A chiffonade.
How you spell that?
Chifffonade.
You better show off.
Chiffonade.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought you just clapped it.
All right. So these guys are done. Beautiful and tasty. All right. So a chiffonade, get your basil into a pile like so. Kind of like you're rolling, oh, I don't know, something else. Basil.
Basil.
Uh-huh. And you'll just take it and roll it up nice and tight. You know, like you're rolling up a dollar bill.
Okay, what in the world?
Nope, just basil.
Just basil.
Just basil. And then you're just gonna take your knife and give it nice, even cuts like this. You're, in essence, what we're doing is making little basil ribbons. These little ribbons are called a chiffonade. That's the name of the cut. And we've just made basil ribbons, right?
Well, that's fancy.
Isn't that pretty?
Ask about if you're using dried basil. Don't worry, I am too.
If you're using dry basil, go ahead and put your basil in with the other little babies. Okay. And then I'm just gonna, I saved some of my basil because for plating, I just like to have a couple of whole leaves. So I put some in and I'm saving some for the end. Those are gonna go in. Kalamata olives. You don't have to use these, but I love them. Oh, and the person that came for me in my DMs about how you spell Kalamata olives, Ashley, can you come a little closer, please? I'm not going to call you out. However, it is spelled with a K.
Yeah, who said that?
I'm not going to say no names, but
So there's actually in the room, so
a discussion about how the
actually, we listen. We don't know it all, but we know a little something. So we spell check.
I'm sorry.
If you do the editing that goes back and forth, like we do this.
Like,
hey, Chris, I see you. West Coast in the house.
I said, oh, okay. Well, that's how we spell it today. Anyways, so olives are in. Use as many as you like. Again, guidelines, not law, and this is how we're eating it in my house. So I'm putting in the amount that I like.
Okay.
Let me give this a little. I've only got like 3 minutes left on my chicken.
My salmon. Good. I'm so excited.
Isn't this looking good? And then once it has that vinaigrette on there, y'all. If quick note, if your chicken is done, the last 2 or so minutes, I like to cut mine on broil and just broil up the skin and just put it nice and crispy and caramelized. You don't have to do that once your timer is done for the time period that I told you, whether it's chicken thighs or breast, it's ready to eat. I just like to give it some crisp, so as you're cutting into it, it's got some bite and some texture. I am a texture person, so if you want, like I've got 2 minutes, even if you take it to like 15 minutes where it's cooked internally and then still give it 2 or 3 minutes with the broiler on to crisp the skin, it will not overcook it. So once my timer goes off, I'm gonna cut my broiler on just to give the skin some crispiness. But as you remember, guys, the broiler is like 575 degrees, something like that. It's hot. So don't like set it and forget it. You need to stay over there and watch it so that you've got something to eat. You can also do the same for the salmon, give it a nice broil at the end. I would broil the skin personally to give the skin some crisp, but that's gonna be up to you. Let me grab my olive oil and then we'll make the vinaigrette really quick.
This sauce is everything. Let me tell you something, sis. I got another thing in my repertoire. I don't gotta be Taco Tuesday again.
Hello?
Ain't nothing wrong with Taco Tuesday, but I don't want Taco Tuesday.
I could legit eat tacos every day. Okay, so y'all, I don't remember what ingredients I said for this vinaigrette.
Garlic, Dijon mustard, balsamic vinegar or apple cider vinegar, and then you also said
Honey,
calamata.
yeah, okay. Basically, we're making a honey Dijon vinaigrette. Follow follow the ingredient list. I make up vinaigrettes daily, so let me pull my chicken out. Actually, I'm cutting mine on broil. Setting a timer for 3 minutes. It's looking good. It's smelling good. Ooh, it smells so good. Basil chicken is a staple in my house. All of the ingredients, the rest of the ingredients that are not in your bowl with the ingredients, basically throw all of the rest of those things in your vessel, whether you're using the jar, the Tupperware, whatever you're using that has a top. Throw all the rest of that into a jar, shake it up, taste it, and adjust the flavor for salt and pepper, and then drizzle a little bit over your salad. We don't want to.
We doing it with you, Jordan. We watching what you.
Okay, do it with me. I've got about a tablespoon and a half of the Dijon because I really like a nice mustardy vinaigrette, but you can follow the recipe if you don't want it super mustardy, but I don't be following my own recipes. I like to make them user friendly, and then you guys can adjust them based on your taste preferences.
All right, so that's the mustard.
Mustard went in. I'm going in with about a tablespoon of honey just to cut, some of that vinegar flavor, a little bit of the tartness, and there's also a degree of that vinegar flavor from the mustard as well. I'm using aged balsamic as my vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar. You can use champagne vinegar, red wine vinegar. It doesn't matter. Okay, about 2 tablespoons of that guy.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. And then about 1/4 of a cup of olive oil.
Of olive oil, okay.
Yes, extra virgin. Okay. And then just pop the top on whatever you're using. If you've got like a lime or a lemon sitting around, you can go ahead and use that as well.
You're so fancy. What? Really? That's what you got? Girl.
What?
I don't know what I'm about to use. I'm about to use this here bowl and shake that joint up. You listen here. You tried it.
Shake it, I can shake it like the rest. Just shake it up. If you, let me grab my salt and my pepper because you do want to taste it. The best thing to do with the vinaigrette, because they are oil-based, when you taste vinaigrettes, you'll taste it and be like, oh, it tastes like oil. Don't do it that way. Taste it on something. So if you've got cucumbers, dip the cucumber in there and taste it like that. If you got a piece of cheese, dip that in there and taste it that way.
Salt and pepper for taste.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, y'all, Ashley, come on over, y'all. You
got also so good, y'all.
Amazing.
All right. I've actually never really, I do a whole little salad thing on my own, but I've never done anything this involved for vinaigrette, so this should be good.
All right.
Even have the same apparatus you got. Just broke out the mixer, the blender in the blender. Like, what?
Okay, y'all, my chicken is done. This is beautiful.
Show 'em. Oh, that looks so good.
It's so good. If you want to keep it in the broiler a little bit longer, you can. My boyfriend likes his damn near like burnt looking, so I'm gonna take a few pieces and put his back in the broiler because he likes them with some ultra char, you know. But this is like, it's done.
That looks great. So for everybody who doesn't have the apparatus that Jordan had, this is what we doing. I stirred it up and I'm shaking it real good.
Let me show y'all. Okay, well, they're not giving me no money, but if they want to do some promotional. This is Kitchen at Home.
Okay.
Salad dressing emulsifier. Y'all can have one too. Order it online. And then what's cool about it, y'all? Let me just show y'all. I'm doing some free promo. I try not to do nothing for free, but here we are. It's got these cool little recipes for different salad dressings on the bottle. Isn't that fun?
Meanwhile, I'm over here.
It's all right. It's all right.
Shaking it.
So you're gonna want to let your chicken rest just a little bit. And once you've gotten your
It worked out. Ooh.
once you've got your chicken and everything, salt and pepper, your vinaigrette, right?
What I'm gonna do? See, that's why I need that thingamajig that you got. Oh Lord, help me, Lord.
Well, see, look, I'm having struggles. I can't get my pepper grinder too big to get in here. No, it's not. Watch me work.
All right. I'll have to clean for a second.
Then you just want to lightly drizzle your vinaigrette. Once you season it for salt and pepper over your salad. I had a little bit of arugula left over in my fridge that I'd like to get rid of. So I'm also going to throw that into my salad. If you've got some lettuces or something that
nice.
You want to get rid of, add those to your meal.
Right? Add some
today, y'all. I'll be trying to be clean, but
this kitchen is a mess.
Okay, so I'm just gonna drizzle and don't drown.
Jordan, we are coming up on an hour. Just a heads up. So you get kicked off because Instagram will only gives you an hour. We're gonna come right back on, okay?
All right, so I'm drizzling.
About the wine, and y'all gotta taste it and say that you love it and it's amazing and that you're so happy that you came here.
And then just give this a nice toss.
For the record, the splatter on vinaigrette is pretty far, just so you know, if you ever spill some.
Okay, nice toss on this.
All right, that's about as good as I'm gonna get for now. Okay.
Okay.
Got a nice sheen on the hardwood floors. So that's fine.
All right.
I got bread in there with the basil and my cucumbers, tomatoes, and olives.
If you had the slices of your mozzarella, you can just align it on your plate like so, like a traditional caprese, and do mozzarella, basilica, mozzarella, like that, on your plate, and just layer it like that in between basil. I don't have any big slices of tomato. I got the cherry tomatoes, and then just drizzle like your vinaigrette over the top like that, onto your plate. So you can also arrange it like that if you wanted to, and then just sprinkle it with the olives and the tomatoes and.
Oh, Instagram gives you a countdown now, y'all. We got a minute left before they about to kick us off.
You guys got to jump back on so we can talk about the wine and all that jazz. But if you had the big slices, this is how you could plate that up so it'd still be a nice caprese style and still nice and delicious. But that's your meal, guys. That's your chicken, your salmon with your caprese, and we've got our Chenin Blanc, and we haven't even gotten to the Riesling. I need to open
Right. So I poured the Riesling, and that's why I'm like, we're almost out of time. So we are going to bring this back up. But listen, like for the sake of commentary and showing y'all, this is something that you can whip up in less than 45 minutes, right? So we hope that y'all enjoyed this. And so I'm going to go ahead and make it do what it do and come right back. All right, y'all. I made such a mess. right, y'all, come back on in. Y'all know how we do. We've been going to the club more than we've ever been fooling with Instagram. So, just come on back in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. And we appreciate that. Thank you. Waiting for Jordan to come back on in. So for those of y'all who cooked with us tonight, throw up like a high five or something. Let us know, that you about to eat real good. Like, that sauce is everything. And the ingredients were so simple. Somebody said that they were drinking a Chardonnay, and I'm okay with that too. Yeah, I mean, Chardonnay is a classic pairing for salmon. So yeah, absolutely. Listen, when it comes to food and wine pairing, it's really what you want. Again, we're here just trying to, create an elevated experience so that you can really see the beauty of food and wine when it's paired together the right way. Where's Jordan? Okay, here she go. Come on back, Jordan. Waiting for Wandering Wine. No, connect. Okay.
I'm here. I was like,
where's my girl?
I'm sorry. I got distracted by Caprese.
There are worse things to get distracted by.
I said, my wine glass is empty. Okay, so have you opened a Riesling? So I had all my bottles sitting on the counter as I was cooking. And
I just tried the vinaigrette that I spilled all over my floor.
Yes.
So good.
Is it good? Are we enjoying it?
Now.
Okay, so now that I can see the comments and folks that was cooking with us, what are we thinking about the food? Hey girl, hey. What are we thinking? Do we like it? How do we feel?
So I'm actually gonna go in. I'm gonna take a fork and just go for it.
Hello? Way ahead of you.
So last week I was joking like I swept my hair out. You see, I'm like, oh, natural. Like, I swept my hair out today.
I don't even know where my flat iron is anymore. I don't even know what is life anymore.
What a flat iron looks like.
I don't even know. I just...
We go again. All right, here we go. Jordan.
Come on, somebody.
Don't make me cut it still. Oh my gosh.
And it's so easy, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy. That's what I love. Like,
that sauce is so rich and oh my goodness. And then the acidity in the wine just helps to kind of cut through it, prepare you for that next bite.
Right. And that's why I was thinking, that's why I went with the Riesling from Mosel, so that I could have the acidity to kind of break into that richness and that sugary honeyedness. I figured, like, as opposed to like Rheingau or somewhere, I wanted a lot of acidity to really get in there and break it up. But I haven't been able to get away from the Vouvray because it's all the things for all the people right now.
Yeah. The Chinon that I've been drinking, I switched over to the Riesling just to see. I'm gonna try this again.
I need to get a little bit more chill on my Riesling because I let it get a little warm as it was sitting out and I was admiring the bottle. So I'm gonna let it get a little colder and then I'm gonna get to the Riesling. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I have my phone.
I hear you good. Oh, you know what we need to do now that we are done sizzling and burning the pots? You need to get a vibe.
Chardonnay, work with this recipe.
Dre. Please.
Could you do farniente? Yeah, you could do a chard with this recipe. I feel like it may be a little bit like too much of a complementary flavors, like too much of full on full with a chard. I think you need a wine with a little bit more brightness and acidity just to cut all the sugary notes. Like, even though the Chenin is sweeter and it's honey, it is a very acidic grape. And so it has the acidity that can match the sugar. I'm not sure that Chardonnay has the acidity to cut this. So it may end up tasting a little bit flabby. You know, you might, it may end up falling a little flat with that, but it would be interesting to taste it and see it. I love trying really weird pairings. Just
It's not like you're drinking a Cabernet, right, with your salmon, right? So it's not a bad pairing. I think that there's just other options that will help, again, like just accent the food and complement the food in a better way, because that sauce is so sweet. Needing something that has, so I'm literally, if y'all could see me right now, I got one hand in the pan, literally. It's just the three of us, right? Me and my husband, my child. So I got one hand in the pan, and I'm literally like tasting and pouring out and to see which is the best out of all of them. And I actually believe that out of all of these, I think that this Sauvignon Vouvray is going to be the best, just because it has the most, it's the sweetest, right? So let me see. This is my final.
My camera lady also is in love with this Vouvray I found, y'all. It's like,
I think Vouvray is going to be the best way to go with this, because of that residual sugar and the touch of heat. I just caught that.
how about a white Bordeaux?
Oh, perfect. This is the one.
That's the one. Do I need to be eating right now? Because I was just going off of theory, because I've eaten this dish a gajillion times. So it was like theory off of the wines that I know and the food. But do I need a little something? Do I need a little bite right now?
Go ahead and bite. You ain't eating?
I know. I don't cook and then eat. I don't know. It's a weird chef thing. I just
get
don't.
full on the smell, but I'm hungry. I work for this. And I wanted to see which one out of the three wines that I chose would be the best. So I think Riesling would actually go really well with this as well. This is a Trocken Riesling, so it's dry.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's not as much sugar in the wine. And I think because that sauce is so sweet, I put a lot of honey in. I went over, right?
Did
so
you do some extra?
Because the sauce is so sweet with that little bit of heat, I feel like the Vouvray was the best option. I love this wine on its own, but when I tried it with the dish, it was okay. It was cool. It wasn't bad. It was just, once I had this, I'm like, oh, well, this is better. So
I'm gonna try mine with the chicken, because I didn't put my sauce on the salmon, because I'm gonna make another sauce for the salmon. I just wanted to give the demonstration for the salmon, but I'm gonna try it with the chicken on the side by side with the Riesling and the Chenin and see how I'm feeling about it. Hey, Danielle.
For me, this is the winner, the Vouvray.
Okay. Somebody said, what about...
everything was fine, but Sauvignon, because it had more residual sugar in it, it just really complemented that sauce. So...
Okay. Somebody said, what about a white Bordeaux?
I mean, again, like, these aren't bad pairings, right? Like, it's a white Bordeaux is typically a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon, and so and Muscadel. And Muscadel, right? So white Bordeaux is normally a blend. Again, because those wines aren't normally off dry, they're normally dry wines. It's gonna work, but it's not. It's just, we're trying to give you that perfect complement, right? So it's not bad. Again,
it's like it's drinkable. It's like we're trying to enhance
today.
Both.
You're gonna be okay. Nebbiolo is this very tannic, dry red wine out of Italy. That's not going to complement this dish at all. Like, you know, if you're in the white wine family, you know, we prefer with this pairing something that's off dry. I think that you're going to be okay. You're not going to not like your dish. You're not going to be like, oh, this was trash. You're going to be okay. But again, we suggested these wines because they just put the dish in its best light.
Yes. Hella X Gin, where can you get Vouvray? I don't know what state you're in. I don't know if you know her, Larissa. I'm in Atlanta. I went to Total Wine. Hmm?
Who asked the question? I'm trying to keep up with the comments, y'all. I'm sorry.
Hella X Gin.
Yeah, so listen, if you go to your local wine shop, literally just look for Vouvray on the label. So we'll continue to talk about this. So when it comes to old world wines and new world wines, think about France, Spain, Italy, to name a few. They tend to name their wines by region. Whereas in New World countries like the United States, South America, like Chile, Argentina, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, they will put the actual grape variety on, or grape varietal on the label. So Vouvray is the region in the Loire Valley that makes Chenin Blanc. So if you just go into a wine shop and you ask for a Vouvray, they're going to find one for you. And many times with wine shops, particularly the smaller wine shops, they'll bring in something for you if they don't already have it. They can literally order it. They know you're going to buy it and you're good to go. So, you know, that's one of the relationship that I have with my local wine shop here that I can walk to. That's what I'm like, hey, Sarah, I'm looking for XYZ. Can you hook me up? And literally she'll make a call to her distributor and I can have it the next day. So it just depends on where you are. But if you're looking for Vouvray, traditionally the Vouvrays that I've had tend to be more off dry. And again, I think that based on the Vouvray, the Chinon, 100%. So again, Chinon is in the Loire Valley, 100% Chenin Blanc, but this was not as off dry. This was a little drier. And then I have this Riesling out of Germany, but it's Trocken. And so because it's Trocken, it's drier. I feel like the Vouvray one tonight.
Yes, and I'm about to try it. I'm drinking the Vouvray that I had as well. And then I also got a Trocken Riesling. And my lovely Ashley made me a plate of food. So I'm about to do the side-by-side as well and just see.
Ashley's all right. We don't have to cheers when this is over. We'll have to all get together and have a glass.
She just as clutch as she want to be.
Yes, absolutely. If you tend to like wines that are sweeter, which is fine, this is a great transition wine. Like there's enough sugar in here where it kind of like, you know, makes your palate feel good. There's nice bright acidity. Vouvray is definitely one of my go-tos. Like I always recommend that to someone who's looking to use wine as their passport, expand their palate, and, you know, try something new.
Okay, so
what are you thinking?
I am not mad at this Riesling. Maybe it wasn't Trocken because this is not giving me Trocken vibes. I think I pulled the wrong one out the fridge.
If y'all hear little voices, it's my 4-year-old. Don't worry.
So this is the Ulrich Languth Riesling, 2015 vintage.
Ooh, 2015 you said?
2015.
So that's gonna be really cool because you're gonna be getting some other stuff besides. You're gonna be getting those tertiary notes that come with age, right?
And yes, and it is giving me a lot of like petrol on the nose.
Petrol, yes.
But I don't know. I was team Vouvray for a moment now, but I don't know.
Fair. Listen here. So again,
this might be giving me what I need. Let me show y'all this bottle. So you can see the Riesling that I switched to.
And just so you know, when we say petrol, that is a call for Riesling. There is no gas in the wine. There's no petroleum in the wine for some reason. That is just an aroma that comes from German Riesling. It's like once someone turns it on for you, you'll never not smell it. And it's not overwhelming. It's not like you're at a gas station, but it's just a nuance that you'll pick up in addition to the fruit.
Oh, I'm so glad, Kelly.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you, Kels. All right, so the vintage that I'm drinking for this Vouvray is someone asked about the vintage, Jordan. 2018. The Chinon is a 2018 as well. Yes. And then my Riesling is 2018. 2019 vintages are really starting to roll in right now, to be honest. So, like, think about it. You know, harvest in the northern hemisphere happen typically between August and October. So those 2019 wines are just now starting to roll into the market. There's still some 2018 that's left that has to kind of get pushed through. So you're going to start to see 2019, but right now, for fresh white wines that are just meant to be enjoyed every day, you're going to be typically seeing that 2018 until those run.
I did see a few of the 2019 Vouvrays when I was at the store. But this 2015, I may have to get my backpack, y'all, and tell you the price on this, because this Riesling is quite excellent.
On that, for a 2015 think that's 5 years old, there's
Leslie,
so much in that.
I hate you so much, Leslie.
Let me talk about my Boone Farm. Leslie, now, this is a judgment-free zone, Leslie. But we got other options, sis. That's why we here.
I did want to mention, while we're on here and while we have everybody on here, a couple of things, a little bit of a shift in, oh, yours smells like petrol because it came from the gas station. Leslie, I cannot stand you. I'm going to kick you off this live in a second. That's my friend, y'all.
I the sarcasm.
I'm not going to kick off the live. No, you got to stay. We need the numbers. We need the numbers, girl. So this week, there's a lot of foundations and there's a lot of organizations that are raising funds and doing things for various people in the hospitality industry, and servers, bartenders, restaurants, foundations, various things. All of us are feeling the pain in our industry, and you know, we're all trying to stick together. This week, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, I had applied to a grant for, just a grant from the United Sommelier Foundation for people that during all this lost their jobs, and I was one of them. And I got made aware this week that they awarded me like a $500 grant just to help with the bills, because they're for real, y'all. So just in an effort to kind of pay it forward, Larissa and I talked this week, like, we do want to continue doing this, and funding or not, we're going to continue doing these. I enjoy getting together with you guys. I've been teaching cooking classes and stuff like that, obviously live, for a long time, but I enjoy these while we're doing the social distancing. But, you know, we want to continue to reach these guys. So whatever the case may be, we're going to continue to do these. But we are going to drop our Cash Apps. If you guys learned something.
Party with DJ Night, D Nice, and you DJs, listen here. They are all providing a service. Like, they're giving you an opportunity to disconnect from the reality that we're living in. And Marie Carroll, I love you so much, sis. Come on, mommy's live.
My child is quarantined on the patio right now. I said, find somewhere to be. Not here.
Possible. So listen, this is happening. Like, you know, we're trying to find creative ways to just take us out of what our everyday normal is. It's like every week we get something new that is, you know, traumatizing, honestly. Like, what do you mean? Like, I can't go back to work. What do you mean I have to figure out this new way of existing, right? So anywho, long story short, we're going to drop our Cash Apps. I'm going to actually do it now. So listen, this is not anything that is mandatory. It's completely voluntary, but I want you all to know, and for those of y'all that are on here that know me very well, y'all know I'm always looking for a way to pay it forward. we will combine our money and send a percentage to the United Sommelier Foundation. So let me tell you why I'm so dialed into this one. You know, Shakira, Black Girls Dying Too, we, you know, had this, and it's still alive and very well, pledge to, help me sis, pledge to influence change, hashtag, where we're really trying to create noise about what's happening in the restaurant world. Like, envision millions of people working one day, the next day they're not working. And of course, we know that there are other industries, many other industries that are suffering from this, but there is such a trickle down effect from it. I remember 10 years ago when I was a bartender, I'll say 11 years ago, when I was a bartender, I remember saying, yeah, I'll never be without work with this tool in my back pocket because there's always going to be a need for bartenders. Well, then here comes a pandemic. And the next thing you know, you have all of these people who, what they do for a living, they can't do it anymore. So there is a, if you go on my link tree, you'll see the United Sommelier Foundation. You'll see ROAR, which is a campaign to get government, Congress to pay attention that the restaurant industry needs direct funds. And you'll see another link for the Giving Kitchen here in Atlanta. This is an organization, United Sommelier Foundation, where I saw the connection with Jordan. I saw someone that I hold in very, very high esteem. He's on the board, Eric Crane. He's an advanced sommelier here who has been so pivotal in helping me get further wine education. And I saw my girl, Kelly Mitchell, who Kelly Selects. I'll put it out there again. If you go to Kelso One, she has a special thing going on right now where she's sending out a box of wine, 6 bottles of wine that you'll get within like a few days from New York. And so a portion of her proceeds are going to this. So when I saw all of that come together, and I know my girl Jordan was a direct recipient, it's like, we're not just going to create noise, we're going to create impact. So let me figure out how to drop this cash app. Go on, Jordan, and keep talking.
Yeah, and so my idea with this was, I love that we can donate to foundations, and I'm so grateful that I was a recipient of that. But I also want to benefit people that I know directly. So we're going to switch off. Every other week, we're going to do a week to a foundation where we know the proceeds that we can donate a portion of anything that we get from anybody that's on our lives. We'll donate a portion of that to like a sommelier foundation or the Pledge to Influence Change. And then the other week, we are going to pick individuals to, we're going to say, drop your cash app. And we're going to just bless the people directly, because I know mothers and business owners and directly people. So I want to donate to foundations, but I know people that'll be like, yeah, that's great that you donate to these foundations. But I got friends that are like, but sis, my phone, my kids need to eat. So I also want to just bless somebody with some groceries or whatever, and just bless somebody else's cash app. So, whatever the proceeds, if y'all want, if you learn something, you learn something about wine, you learn a little something about food, it's a blessing to be a blessing. If you want, if not, we're going to keep it doing what it's doing. And we're going to be on here every week and doing this anyways. But, these ingredients and this wine ain't cheap, and I'm drinking it anyways. But this is just something, you are not doing that right. It's not pinning.
But we're always trying to find a way to pay it forward because it's so important. And if there's nothing that,
how to pin it.
For now, it's like that we're stronger together. And y'all, I know you're looking at my nose and my lips. I'm just trying to figure out my life.
She said, hold your finger on it. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, my fingers are sticky from this sticky sauce.
Don't blame it on my sauce now.
It's so good though. It's worth it. It's worth it.
But we're having fun. We're doing this. Anybody that made the dish, what are you guys thinking that you tried it? Did you guys get some wine? Raquel, I saw that you got a Chenin blend. I'm sure it was still good. It was still a good blend that didn't work. Shakira, can you pin it for us?
No, I have to be the one to pin it, and I just can't figure out my life. Listen, I'll just do it every once in a while. Like, hey, here we are again, y'all. Hey, here we are again.
Hashtag the money sign Chef Jordan Lynn. And money sign Larissa D.
DeBook. I wasn't
Oh,
original.
DeBose. Okay.
Hashtag.
I'm like, and if you don't have Cash App, my Venmo is the same because we takes it all now.
Shinning on them. Hey, I can't hear your name because I have young ears around me.
Are there any questions about wine? Anything about the wine regions? We didn't really talk about Riesling too much, did we?
We didn't, and we could. Like, you know, I had to go into my my books to like pull up the Kratikatzwein and everything. So like so again, the wine that I'm drinking tonight is Trocken. So if you tend to, a lot of people assume, especially when they start to evolve in their wine journey and they want to get away from sweeter wines. Oh, Riesling, I can't do Riesling. It's too sweet. No. Riesling is a very versatile grape that can be made in many different styles. And if you tend to like a wine that is dry, look for Trocken on the label. So there is a classification in Germany. We gonna do this, but it's not time. And so the way that these wines are ranked is based on the sugar levels the sugar levels in the grapes at harvest. So the reality is what you're gonna see in our market is gonna be the last two I say. But here we go. T-Bask, Trocken Baron Auslese, Eiswein, Baron Auslese, Spätlese, and Cabernet. That's the easiest one. What we typically see in our market, unless you're in a larger market like New York, we typically only see Spätlese and Cabernet. I have never seen a Trocken Baron Auslese. I've never seen an Eiswein from Germany. And not to say that they're not available, but we are in Atlanta. So, you know, the importers that are here are different in every region. So I wanted to try, when I had the Vouvray that I knew was off dry, I wanted to try this to see how this would pair with the food. So thanks, Derek. It's hard. German wine laws and German wine labels are you gotta get past the label to say it. So talk about yours, Jordan. Talk about your Riesling a bit more. So mine is dry.
And
dry.
Raquel cousin, yes, we take Venmo. Chef Jordan Lynn is the same on all the things. And Yasmin, thank you. I just saw your Cash App notification. God bless you, and we're gonna pay it forward. I appreciate you. So I was under the impression that I had grabbed a Trocken, but this is not giving me Trocken vibes. This must be Habetrocken. So mine is going to be an off-dry style. This is from the Mosel region in Germany. This is northwest region in Germany, near like the German border of like Belgium and France, higher altitude. So this one's got a nice bright acidity to it. My version I thought was going to be a little drier, but it is giving me off-dried honeyed notes. There are some regions that if you like, you know, people think that Rieslings have to be like Moscato sweet, and that's not the case.
No,
You know, no shade. I'm not a Moscato drinker, but this one, specifically this one, and I think maybe due to the age, because it's had some time to really think about its life and decide what it wanted to be.
The age, yeah.
And it wanted to be great. So,
so good.
This one is really well developed. Usually from the Mosel region, because of the acidity, sometimes you can't get a lot of those fruit notes, but I'm getting a lot of really nice, like developed.
That honey character.
It's just so honeyed and like almost like a bruised pear notes on this, and it's baked and it's stewed, but it's still like it's mouth-watering and juicy. This is a really, really nice expression of a wine from the Mosel region. Mosel is a region that is known for producing really good quality wines, but this did not break the bank, y'all, because the bank is not available to be broken at this current moment, you know, balling on the budget. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
all my wines were all my wines were under $20. When I say wine is your passport, let's talk about it.
But let's go
Wine is your
somewhere.
passport. You can literally go anywhere in the world where wine grapes are grown for about $20 or less. Like, that's amazing. Like, all these wines, like this one, my Seehoff, this is actually from the Rheinhessen.
How much have you had of the
What I like about the Trocken, German Riesling as well is that the alcohol percentage is higher, 12.5. So what you'll find with wines that are like a Spätlese or a Cabernet is that the alcohol content is lower. Fine. I like mine. I'm calculated. So yes. And then with the Vouvray, we're at 12.5. And then with our Chinon, 13.5. So
all right, well, y'all. Well, I bought 2 Rieslings, so let's just crack him open.
We do. Ew.
There's more.
Can y'all hear my music in the background?
No.
No? Okay, we guys turned up a bit. We're creating a 90s vibe. How many of y'all know about Father MC? Oh. Y'all know about Father MC? I was about to break out some old dance moves. So listen, Shakira, that Chinon was actually, it's a Chenin. I haven't had a white Chinon before. I've only had red ones. So I was super surprised to get that. Hold on a second. Like they wanna be treated. What y'all know about that? Right.
Pop off 4 bottles. I'm not going to be shy now.
Oh, I'm about to school y'all.
Okay, so my folks that like a little bit of a sweeter wine, this is a Dr. Hedemann's Bergweller Riesling 2018 vintage. This one is definitely more on the sweeter side. I think this is going to be more of oh, well, God bless you guys. I'm just seeing the Cash Apps and the Venmos rolling through.
Won't you do it?
Just God is
we
good.
Gonna pay it forward.
And absolutely. And we will do some transparency. We will pull it together and we're going to let you guys know and show what we're sending to the United Sound Foundation, because
very transparent.
It's totally transparent because we're just trying to make it, y'all. I won't say
like
this
my
is a Moscato drinker's
men,
Riesling.
strong, sweet, approachable, and smelling good. Come on, wine memes.
Sweet, approachable, and smelling good. Okay,
like
shitty wine memes. This is for you. This one, I'm gonna show you guys this bottle. If you are a Moscato drinker and you are looking to maybe diversify your palate and branch out into another varietal, this is going to be a great entry level Riesling for you. This 2018 Dr. Hedemann's Bergweller.
Hold on, I'm reading through the comments. So, okay, here we go.
There we go. Hedemann's Bergweller.
Hedemann's Bergweller.
Yes.
I know W is V.
Bergweller. Yes. This will be, I think that would be a great introductory Riesling if you're trying to work your way into another grape, if you're branching into something else, if you like things on the sweeter side. It's not overpoweringly sweet. It's not going to be Kool-Aid sweet. However, it's got enough acidity. This is still a really nice pairing with this glazed chicken that we did here, but it's not like Kool-Aid, but it's a little sweeter than I drink them.
Yeah, but when you pair it with the right food, it's perfect.
Then I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm here.
Absolutely. Y'all not gonna laugh at my pronunciation. So listen, I remember we talked about this earlier, Jordan, there's always a actually in the room, right?
Yeah.
So I remember being at a tasting and I saw a sparkling Spätlese. But I didn't know how to properly pronounce. I'm like, ooh, is that a spat laser? Like, actually.
Actually.
And I'll never forget him. He'll like, actually, pronunciation matters. It's like, okay, go on and humble me. Spätlische. So now it's like, okay, like I have to be like that over dramatic when I try. And I know I'm still butchering it, but yeah, just know you're not the only one that's had an actually.
Now you spelled it.
You're not the only one out there. We've all had them.
And
we'll
it's like,
always have them. It doesn't matter how high you get and how much you learn. There's always going to be an actually in the room. So,
and it doesn't matter how high you get and how much you know. It's like there's always going to be some shit you don't know how to pronounce. You don't speak all the things and know all the things. I don't care how far into.
I barely speak English. Listen here.
Okay, like there's always going to be something you don't know. Don't tell me you speak Croatian and know all the things of Greece and like don't do me. Like don't come for me like that. So have a seat. Spätlese. I'll say it. I'll say it however I want to. Just know I know what it is. I know how to order it.
Right.
I know what it tastes like.
What else you need me to know to prove to you that I know what this is, right? So listen.
Right.
So just know again, like this wine world is fun.
They're still talking about
there's always going to be someone in the room that tries, to throw a little scotch on them.
I'm Scotch Bay.
All right. We Scotch Bay. Ooh, that's a hashtag.
Hashtag Scotch Bay. But I got to figure out how I want to spell it.
See, then, yeah, Greek wines, nope. I just point to them. If I'm at a restaurant, I'm like,
him.
I want this.
I'm like, him right here.
Yeah, I want
this white one.
Can you give me that? Because
I'm like, I know what it is, and I know that I want it.
I know it's a white wine. I know it's a red, but I want this.
That one.
So, all right, y'all. We've been kicking it for like an hour and a half. Time always flies when we're having fun. And
the one that starts with an A.
Is there anything else that you? Oh, see, wine memes. I don't even. Nope. I
agree.
Like, I'm good. So, do y'all have anything that y'all any last questions before we go on and get our food? Because we earned this. Dre, come over here real quick, baby. Come on, baby. We live. I want him to try the food.
And for you guys that are on, next week,
without the cheese.
Yes,
we're doing a seafood paella.
Seafood paella.
Okay. And
I'm excited.
That's
gonna be so good.
It's gonna be
fun. Don't need the paella pan.
No.
Right?
I will
give
what
you have.
I will give alternatives to a paella pan. Don't go out and buy stuff. I will show y'all how to do it with whatever you have in your kitchen, cast iron, those ceramic pots with the two handles. I don't know what they're called. Y'all have been drinking, tired.
Oh, I got my Perron. I'm gonna practice too. I'm gonna bring my Perron.
If you've got the Cuisinart, whoever you've got. We're gonna do seafood paella. We might pair it with an albarino.
Oh, you're not allergic.
Yes, the bamba rice. If you can't find the bamba, we're gonna do it with, maybe a arborio. I'm gonna give some.
Give us all the modifications
some alternates. If you can't do seafood, I will give you some options for like a chicken paella. You can also do duck if you got some duck in your area and do like a really game.
I'm on Instacart.
There's the New York Butcher Shop here in Atlanta on Roswell. They have duck because I just did duck confit the other day for dinner and it was amazing. They've got duck breasts. So if you wanted to do a duck, you could do a duck. But for the paella, and we'll post on Saturday the ingredients that you'll need for next Thursday's class. It's going to be seafood paella or chicken if you want to do it. But if you're running to the wine shop, we're going to do an albarino or I'm thinking of garnacha if you want to do red wine.
Yes, you just say.
Yeah.
So listen here, Shakira. Oh, I know you're ready for this.
I did this
Shakira.
for you, Shakira.
Yeah. So if you want a red wine, Jordan is saying that you can do a garnacha. I'm going to rock with either an Albarino or a Chocolate because that's just how I roll.
Mm-hmm.
I like white Spanish wines. So,
and I'm going to make, personally, I'm going to do my paella with the seafood. So I'm also going with the chocolate, or I'll probably get both because that's just the way my life is set up these days.
That's the point of it, yeah.
So I'll have both, but I'm going to go white. I'm going to do shrimp, clams, and mussels in mine. All the ingredients, everything, we're going to start trying to do some continuity between the weeks. So recipes are going to go out on, or the ingredient lists are going to go out on Saturday. Be ready for Thursday. It's going to be seafood paella or chicken if you want. You will need to pick up a chorizo. Chicken chorizo is fine. Get yourself your albarino, your chocolate, your garnacha. I've got all that shit in the house right now.
So. Godeo. Ooh. Godeo.
Ooh. Okay. I have not had a godeo in a long time.
We use it as our passport. We're going to make seafood or chicken paella, and then we just bring a Spanish wine. Boom.
And you know what, guys? I might be feeling the spirit, so I may do a bonus like IGTV on Wednesday and give you guys a quick little recipe for a sangria if I'm feeling the spirit.
Let them use you. Let them.
You know, if I'm feeling it, I may give up. Let the church say.
Amen. So on that note, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We will see y'all next week.
Yes.
Thank you. Cheers, y'all.
We had fun. Larissa, good night. And
good night, Jordan. Until
next time.
Bye, y'all.
Good night.